JG Invest here. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Lucid Motors, so CCIV. I've been kind of staying away from this stock just because I know how much people are fanboys about it. There's a lot of mixed reviews about it. We're doing this video today because a subscriber actually left a comment saying, asking to do a little bit more of an opinion piece on it. So it's not going to be crazy about the numbers or this or that. We'll touch base on like what their pre-orders are and stuff like that. But it's going to be more about an opinion about how difficult it is to start an automotive company, how difficult it is to get to the product on the line, on the road, and just kind of like the experiences our Discord members have had and some advice we've given to people that were actually holders of CCIV. Full disclosure, I've never owned the stock. I think I owned it during the crazy ramp up for like a day where I just took advantage of like a few percent and that was it. And I'm still not going to be picking up this stock. And we'll go into in depth as to why. That being said, guys, do me a favor, subscribe and hit the like button. Trying my best to make sure that we're putting videos out weekly. We've changed the style a little bit more to about like talking about a specific stock rather than divulging picks and things like that. I think you guys find a little bit more information out of the opinions and the information about the stock rather than us just throwing out our performance and our stock picks. So first and foremost, I mean, it is a real company. But it is still very speculative about where they can go, what they're going to do, what the stock price should be, and that's a personal opinion of mine. Starting an automotive company is very, very difficult. There's a lot of complications on the way. There's a lot of money that's involved on starting an automotive company. Take Tesla for an example. It struggled a lot along the way. Things are certainly a lot easier for competitors now that Tesla's kind of paved the way and they're the leader of the sector. They've created a lot of popularity for EV, and everyone's kind of trying to always find the next Tesla because of how high the stock price surged and everything. So there is a lot of potential upside to it, and if I hear they got the best battery technology in comparison to competitors again one more time, I'm just going to lose it because every time I ask people about CCIV and what do they bring to the table, since they don't have any cars on the market yet, it's always just, oh, they got the best battery technology, which is great, but they don't have a car on the road yet, so that doesn't really help. So, I mean, as you can tell, I'm a little bit biased about this company, and it could bite me in the ass, and I could totally miss out on some huge gains. But I'll kind of go over some points, talk about what's going on with the company, and then we'll go into my opinion on it. So, I mean, now thankfully, obviously, the merger has happened with Churchill. But I don't think everything went as planned as people were expecting. Everyone's was waiting for this merger to happen, and it was supposed to be like sunny skies along the way, and then glory behold, things start to tank, and then all of a sudden, there's a share offering, and that obviously probably left a pretty bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. I'm sure there's a ton of bag holders right now, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But the stock's declined like crazy. Funny enough, a lot of our Discord members were in the stock very early, and we were just telling them, sell it, sell it, sell it. We started saying sell it when it was like around 45, and it just kept going. We're like, just sell it, it'll pay off, don't worry. And luckily, we managed to get everyone to sell the stock. Now, it wasn't financial advice. It was just personal opinion. We were talking out loud. So keep that in mind. So Lucid does have about 7,500 pre-orders, which is great. But there's a lot more to the stock than just having some pre-orders and that's it. Now, my thoughts. Many said the reason for the merger was obviously to have the capital in order to start production and move forward with expansion. Instead, shareholders were hit with share offering, which dragged the price down substantially and left blind investors holding the bag. And it's probably a factor as to why the stock's still at the price that it is. A lot of bag holders are forced to hold it and just ride out this wave. Pre-orders are fantastic, but does not mean that everything's in the clear right now. There's a lot of things that have to go right, and there's a lot of things that have recently come out about Lucid. That being said, there's a recent lawsuit which for investors is probably unnerving, but not uncommon for things like this to happen along the way. Still unaware of the size of the lawsuit. For those of you who don't know what the lawsuit is about, it's about direct sales to consumers, which is legal in some states. And that obviously causes a lot of complications. CEO was also forced to resign, which is crazy considering a huge promotion of the company was on the basis of the fact that a previous Tesla employee is the one that's on with Lucid and blah blah blah. It's funny because a big motivator was the fact that he did work for Tesla, and now a big indicator that's coming out is the fact that he left. And there's rumor that he really didn't have that much involvement with the Model S, and when he left, he took some information with him, which is causing all of this stuff going on. So it was said that he was forced to resign. A lot of people are saying, why is the information coming out now? That's timing. It just makes sense to do it now. Why would you not sink them when there's a lot of money out and this, that, and the other? It's just a timing thing. I'm pretty sure. I think that's why Elon kind of waited a little bit. Lucid does have plans of opening up showrooms in Chicago and Oak Brook, and does have deliveries set for the end of the year, which is promising. But I think with CCIV in its fragile state, and the fact that it is still speculative, the likelihood of a delay is pretty high, especially in the automotive industry, and with the expectation of end-of-year deliveries, and with everything that's going on with Lucid right now, if they don't manage to get the cars out, it's going to rock the boat a lot, I think, because investors are already kind of uneasy about what's going on. So it's something to watch out for. It's very, very important that they actually meet that deadline for delivery, because I think a lot of things will go crazy upside down if they don't. Just based on the stock price and what's happened with the stock over the last month, it's pretty much stuck at a ceiling right now. A lot of other YouTubers have already mentioned that the stock price is much lower than what it currently is. But that goes back to the popularity behind the stock, the amount of back holders behind the stock, the potential growth of the stock. The stock could go and rally up like crazy if all goes well. But right now, I think until more news comes out, you're going to see kind of like that ceiling effect of like that 25 to 30 and just kind of going up and down until some actual news comes out or they actually start delivering product. Let's see what's going on here. Do I think the stock is pricey? Yes. With only pre-orders and no actual real product out yet besides the demo model that they took out on the road. Yeah, 100%. And that's probably why I haven't gone into this stock yet. I want to have a little bit more confirmation before I consider purchasing this stock. So there's a lot that can go wrong in my opinion. So, it's rather going to go down to like $12 or it's going to shoot up to like 60 or 75 bucks. So it's a do or die situation in my opinion. I'd rather miss out on some profits and see some growth pattern and some good news coming out, and cars are being delivered, and give up that 5 to 10% of profit initially to make sure that I'm going into something a little bit more stable and just take whatever's left after, rather than trying to maximize everything. I think a lot of people, especially with the market nowadays with a bunch of new investors, they kind of forget that it's great to plan the future and be hopeful about a stock, but there's got to be some information. You got to weigh out the risk and reward. So I think that's why I just haven't gone in. And to be honest with you, I think there's other EV stocks that are way more attractive right now, especially after the huge dip, like NIO. It's funny because we've been doing EV videos for the last little bit, but I did a NIO video last week and we were talking about entering in and how it's a good price point. We got in around the 35 mark, and it had a huge rally. And they actually have cars on the road. They got the NIO houses. They have money coming in. For an extra $10 a share, I would have much preferred NIO, and that's why I went with NIO. Not to mention that they have the previous high of, what was it, like $74 a share or so. So at least you have something to work with. XPeng, another one that you can go into that's still not super expensive. For the people that want to be an EV but don't want to pay Tesla pricing, I think those are much more attractive and safe bets as of right now. But again, Lucid's a very attractive model. I think a lot of the good news of Lucid shareholders of saying, Peter's involved and he worked, I think all of that's kind of like pushed off to the side now, and those are no longer real major talking points. But the car is beautiful. The demo drive looks great. They have the benefit of having other people already pave the way and kind of learn from their mistakes. So I'm sure the product is fantastic. But from an investor standpoint, it just doesn't make sense yet for me. Let's go. Where am I at here? Sorry, guys. NIO for one I mentioned. Yeah. This is where I'm at as far as like CCIV, Lucid. Anything can happen. Especially with the lawsuits coming out and everything going on with Peter. It's just, people can't forget like things that happen like with Nikola, right? And it's much safer to be taking your money and putting it into a stock with proven track record, and sales and product on the road, because who knows what can really happen. But again, there's huge upside to the stock. Product is good. They got pre-sales, but that doesn't mean that they're guaranteed at the end of the day. Battery technology is fine and all. It's great. But those are just my personal opinions and feelings on it right now. If I start to see some more and more good news coming out, I might open up a small position on it, but I'm definitely waiting down the road before jumping in, and just kind of let the dust settle a little bit. So those are my personal opinions about Lucid. Other than that, guys, if you want to catch a hold of our live picks and what we find during the week and what we jump into, join the Discord. Link is down below in the description. I'll put the website up as well. But yeah, I mean, you'll get all the information, all our buyer and exit plans and everything on there. The videos are great, but you kind of get them a little delayed. But other than that, guys, subscribe, like, and we'll do a couple more videos. Hopefully non-EV related moving forward. Take care, guys. Bye.